Hello everyone, this is Nintendo2, and welcome to another history of mods. Since Blue Power for Fabric came out, and this is also very much long overdue, I thought I'd cover RedPower to, one, coincide with it, and two, just to also cover something I should have covered a while ago, but was sort of unsure of due to getting files and what versions I wanted to cover. But I thought I'd do exactly the same as what I did with my prior attempt at the History of Mods RedPower episode, which was from 125 onwards. I don't think I came across much of the beta ones as such, but yeah. Or if I did, I don't really know how Modloader and a bunch of others work. So yeah, I'm mostly just going to go with 125 in particular, because I'm not familiar with any of these other ones for prior versions at all. So, without further ado, let's go with RedPower 2. So, in the 125 version, in particular, that I've got in this mod pack at least, there was a bunch of different things at this point. So, from generators to a bunch of the common blocks you would typically see, like the deployer, block breaker, transposer, filter, a bunch of ones for breaking, managing items in certain ways, how they're transported and such. Bits of other things like the power system, typical blocks like the alloy furnace, blue electric versions of the alloy and regular furnace, project table, most of the common blocks you'd expect. The pump and framing sort of starting off, grate, accelerator, different covers and the different ways you can present them, whether it be just a cover, panel, slab, cover corner, panel corner, strips, hollow versions, triple, anti-covers, and so on. There's obviously the posts, pillars, columns, and jacketed versions of cables as well. A ton of the gates, obviously, for your logical needs, from timers, sequences, a lot of common logic gates, light sensor, a bunch of other things. Got the lamps, of course. Got the computer system for the fourth programming language. Bunch of other common stuff. Just get through some of these. Most of the common materials, saws for making the said covers and otherwise. Sickles, which were only used for leaves, I think, not necessarily grass originally. The different gem tools. Flax seeds for paint to use for the filtering alongside the tubes, as well as obviously the red wire that could obviously be jacketed and otherwise. We've got the fluid, the restrictive, and otherwise mag tube. Tubing pipes and such, and obviously rock trees, the volcano, which I can also forget. But yeah, so we'll move on to Project Red, then we'll go to Blue Power, and then probably end off on the new one for Fabric. I'm going to be covering bits and pieces. I don't have the Project Red 152 unfortunately, so I'm going to be going straight from 1.6 onwards. And we're now in 1.6.4 with Project Red, and yeah, so obviously it adds a bunch of stained saplings, the lamps, common ores, fluid variations, bunch of different blocks you can use typically, so going along with the gems, basalt, marble, backpacks, bits and pieces for the logic gates, common resources you'd expect, bunch of integration I think with logistics pipes or something, or a bunch of others. screwdriver, stuff, the caged lamps, logic gates there, the insulated wire, that's what I'm looking for when I'm jacketed, and then yeah, and firewall pipes and a bunch of others, as well as a bunch of other possibilities. So yeah, we'll be going to, I think maybe the early 1.7.10 version, and we'll go straight to the end of some of them, Project Red, and then I might in, say, a part 2 cover Blue Power, and possibly the new one in Fabric. Okay, so I was unfortunately able to get Fabrication to work, but I've got the rest working, so that's good. But yeah, I'm assuming most stuff will be fairly common here, but just ported to 1.7.10. But there probably is a few other things of note. Assuming some of these don't really seem too familiar. Again, probably most of the logistics pipes type stuff. Feedback buttons. A few other things. Fixtures. Only a bit in terms of the transportation blocks. Some multi-part stuff. So we go via module compared to what I was doing prior. You can see a bunch of the different possibilities. Each lily seeds, which we haven't seen yet. Nation, probably mostly the same. Integration, probably a few new ones, but most likely the same. Transmission and transportation. So, yeah. Other than that, we'll go to the latest version of 1.7.10 maybe, and then end off on, I guess, maybe a 1.12.2ish or so, since depending on what there is to show, and how much time I have for the end of this episode, we'll see. Okay, so we've got a bunch of other bits and pieces, like the electrotine alloy, which could be used for obviously a bunch of other bits and pieces. We've got the expansion module, which adds a bunch of other bits and pieces of blocks, which obviously was more of... I don't think he extended this one. So most of the other blocks are available, sorry. The actuator, project bench, furnaces, and a few others. Extended adds a bunch of the other bits and pieces, obviously. There was mostly more of an add-on compared to the others. It was only 1.7.10, adding the project bench, alloy furnace, a theme, seed bag, flax, rubber, and otherwise. So it was brass. Fabrication. Now that I've got it working, obviously. Workbench, a bunch of blueprints and chips. Illuminations, probably about the same. Integration, probably the same, except for the IC gate, most likely. Transmission, about the same. Transportation, also the same. And just part of the micro blocks. But yeah. Other than that though, we'll be looking at the 1.10ish maybe, with the few that were made for it, maybe a bit of 1.11, and then 1.12 in the next episode, as well as probably covering Blue Power and how it differs from Project Red, or how similar it is, and then we'll go to the Fabric version of Blue Power to end off. Other than that, thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.